During my time as security and concierge of the Hollywood apartments, I had to deal with the lead singer of a rock band. Rock stars are oddball fucks. Their massive egos require a shitload of attention. His crazy ass mind also required tons of narcotics. Sludge Pond was the name of the group. The lead singer Victor was always high on tons of cocaine. He would come to the pool area nearly every night. He would sit on the lounge chairs, drinking beer. He would spend all night talking to me or anyone else who walked by. I've never heard another human being tell such grandiose stories. After a while, you realize 3/4 of the stories were complete bullshit. For example, he claimed his classic car was worth $1 million because of how rare it was. It wasn't. You assumed since he was a rock star he would have all sorts of beautiful women around him. He never did. Most of the women around him were obvious cocaine addicts or worse. In an apartment building that housed multiple actors, producers, artists, writers, fashion models and all sorts of other various talent. No one was impressed by him or his bullshit stories. Since could not impress his neighbors with fame, he shifted gears to being a complete nuisance to the entire building. I had a feeling that he would cause extra drama just to get the attention he craved so much. The parking garages were for all of the tenants of the building. There was no private place to store anything, like a normal home garage has. Only parking spaces. One day he brought home 20 very expensive custom music equipment storage containers, and instead of putting them in his apartment he left him in front of his classic car. There was a huge sign posted right above his vehicle clearly stating and there was no storage was allowed in any garage, because everybody had access to the garages. When Victor went to perform at his concert in Chicago, his containers were all stolen. Just before Victor left for Chicago, he informed me that his garage door remote control had been stolen. I became very suspicious because I knew he was leaving town. 3 days later, once he got back, Victor reported to me that all of his containers were stolen. He demanded the building manager to pay him $30,000 in restitution. There was no video surveillance on the garages. Victor even put up wanted posters all around the building. Everyone in the building just ignored the notices. Victor then printed out 200 copies of his wanted posters for his music gear storage boxes. He then placed one notice on every single car in all of the garages. No one in the building paid any attention to his notices. Most of them ended up as trash on the ground. This lack of concern from his neighbors angered him something awful. A few weeks later, Victor had to fly to New York City to do a show. The day after he left for New York, someone who lived in the building notified building management that Victor's convertible classic car looked like it had a bomb on it. The building and block had to be evacuated. The management called the police and a SWAT team was sent. After checking out the car and the supposed device, it turned out to be a bunch of batteries with jumper cables tied around everything leading to his gas tank, to make it appear like his car had been wired to explode. Victor did this purely out of spite because his neighbors did not care about the phony theft report he filed. The area had to be evacuated for 5 hours. He also placed a fucking paintball gun in his bedroom window, so his neighbors would think he had a fucking machine gun in his apartment. This was to all to create fear of him and empathy for him at the same time. The Hollywood apartments eventually kicked him out. Victor was banned from the building. Since Victor's record label was paying for the apartment, they forgot to put him on the lease. Technically, Victor was not a legal tenant. Needless to say, Victor's record label, Scum Bucket Records, did not renew their lease. I am sure Victor is pissing off his new neighbors, wherever the fuck he is living now.